Hi, you guys. So I'm so sad. This is the end of the season. So this is what, Shay?
It is the season recap.
So we're gonna talk about what the season was about and like things we loved and the things that happened. So yeah,
Do you want me to go
you
first?
can go first.
Okay. So, favorite episode of the season and why, of course.
It would have to be African fashion. Just because a lot of stuff I did not know, and it's a lot of stuff I still need to research. But I also feel like African fashion is the foundation of fashion. A lot of us did not know a lot of stuff about the like how African fashion has brung so many patterns and looks and styles and cuts into fashion. And I think it is time for them to get their flowers. So I would say that was my favorite episode.
I love it.
What about you?
I love it. And again, just shout out to Lola.
Lola's amazing.
She's amazing. So, my favorite episode was costume design episode, and that's because we were recording that around the time I had just finished my first project as the lead costume designer. And so to be able to bring that insight and have that experience and talk about it was great because this is something that you've been doing for a very long time. And so now I could bring that my experience of it and what I got to see. So definitely one of my favorite episodes. And I look forward to us having more discussions around it. And I mean, the African fashion episode, I would say like it's probably neck and neck with costume design. I learned a lot too from Lola, and I definitely want to do more of a deep dive. So yeah.
Okay.
So what do you feel like compared to season 1, season 2? How do you feel like you handle filming this season and doing your research and learning? Do you feel like you apply lessons you learned from the first 2 seasons? Do you feel more like I got this now? Like I'm in my zone. I know what I need to do to feel confident and show up for the season?
I mean, I feel like I'm used to filming more,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not really, it's not easy to prepare for an episode. I feel like things happen, like how the lights just turns off. Things happen. I mean, it's one of those things where you want it to be organic as possible. So you want to flow, like kind of flow with it as well. I would say that I got better in like researching and figuring things out and how to prepare due to like having a really bad learning disability. But I feel like I'm more confident in front of the camera, and I got to that place. I've always been a person behind the scenes, like throughout my career. So it's me, like kind of, showing myself. And so that's something I feel like I had to get more comfortable with. I feel like I'm a confident person, but when it comes to like a camera, it is different because it's a lens and it's lights and it's so many different elements into the camera. But I feel like this season, I have definitely found my voice in this podcast. The behind the scenes, I preparing for it is, it's hard. It's not easy to get like figuring out the episodes, doing the write outs. It's a lot of work. I feel like that has not changed. I feel like it got harder due to my schedule. But I feel like I'm very confident now in the camera, and I'm really learning myself with filming. So yeah, that's what I would say.
That's good.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think definitely I have grown since season 1, season 2, just like really understanding what I need to prepare. And, Mo and I both, we have very, very busy schedules because believe it or not, we are active stylists and we have a lot of projects and I have a 9 to 5. And so every season I'm learning how to create a balance. And sometimes I don't feel like I have that balance and I'm learning, but I think like this season I was able to understand like what I needed to do to make that shift. I feel like season 1 and season 2, I was still trying to figure out what I needed to do to make the balance. Season 3 really opened my eyes of like, this is what I need to adjust, you know? So definitely a growing moment. And I love that because it should be a growing moment. We're in season 3.
I wanted to add to that too. I feel like for me and becoming into, well, I feel like more into my womanhood, being in my 40s, learning how to say no and what I do not need right now is something that I learned this season. And I didn't really trip off of that until you were saying some stuff. But just like when my friend was like, are you going to start dating? And I'm like, I want to date, but it doesn't make sense to my schedule. And I feel like the partner that I get is going to be neglected because I'm traveling a lot and I'm traveling to build my business and to get clientele, but also, you know, get resources all over. And it's demanding, you know, I'm not going to be around. So I have like being single is a good feeling to not worry about somebody else. But I could date, but not anything serious right now. But I feel like it takes a lot of time. And when I have dated, I think season 1, I was dating a lot. And it was not fun because I felt like I wasn't there, like I wasn't present for the person. So I just really had to vow out and be like, I'm not dating for like 2 to 3 years. I'm going to go head first into my career. And if somebody comes along and they understand me and they get it, you know, cool. But until then, I'm like, no, because I have to now start at the point in my career where I have to say no to things. So that's where I'm at too. And that's what I learned with season 3, just to say, no, I can't do it. Sleep a lot, you know, picking and choosing. Do I want to go to this or do I not? And really scaling back on fun a little bit more. So yeah, I just want to say that. Yeah.
No, I love that because dating life is a whole nother
it's
component.
hard.
And I think I'm definitely, I want a partner and I'm looking for that partner and I am dating, but I've been more intentional about really getting aligned in my dating with people who are close to the industry I'm in or have kind of the same schedule. So we understand that we both don't have that capacity to be all up under each other every day. And we expect that, you know, we respect that we'll see each other when we can see each other. And when we do see each other, we are in that moment. So I love that you brought that up.
It's hard.
It is very hard.
It is very hard, girl. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the question was on you. I just...
No.
Yeah.
This is candid conversation. That's what we do at Fits and Facts, okay? So going to the Chanel and Schiaparelli episode was something that you brought up that was really, I feel like, was a foundational for that episode, which was really painting Chanel and Schiaparelli in a light that wasn't this competition that has always been, but how can you and I both talk about these two amazing designers in a light that's not competing, but really showcasing their work and how they both really made an impact. Do you feel like we accomplished that with that episode?
I do. I also feel like, you know, talking about the work and how different their work is, and me being able to go to Paris this year, last month, Paris to actually learn about both of them. I don't think they were in competition. I think it was so close together, like literally they were so close together that it intertwined, but it never looked the same. And I feel like we definitely talked about like how different it was and how Chanel was more classic, polished. And then, you know, Schiaparelli was surrealism. Like she liked to play, she liked to, you know, test the boundaries, and they were completely different. And I think their minds and the art that came into them came out completely different. Their canvas was completely different. So I just personally, I don't think they were in competition. I think people put that on them because they had risen in their career at the same time. Literally, their work, like for me to see, I was so like, just unbelievable to be able to see like where they created. And Scaparelli was on one side and Chanel was on the other, literally like across the street. And then Chanel, like it was called I forgot what it was called. It was a hotel that Chanel stayed in. And it literally was right across from Scaparelli workspace. And then Chanel's store is right behind that. So I think they were just in the same world. And what I respect about Scaparelli and Chanel, they didn't compete with each other because it came out, their work showed. They didn't, because when you compete, I feel like you're doing the same thing. You're making the same looks. Their looks their fashion, their collections was completely different. And I don't think of Chanel when I think of Scaparelli and vice versa. And so I don't think it was competition. I just think that they were coming up at the same time, and I think they were in their own lane, and I respect both of them. So I think we did a good job.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, I think we did a good job. What episode you grew from the most? Like, what episode opened you up the most? Like, grew you as a stylist, grew you as an artist? Like, what episode did that for you?
Believe it or not, because we've done quite a variations of it, it was any sports fashion episode. Because as I love football, but I never see myself as like a huge sports girly. Mm-hmm. And I always looked at fashion and sports as two separate lanes. Mm-hmm. And so to have to do my research to bring them together, because we are in a time where sports and fashion are very synonymous, and you're not going to talk about one without mentioning the other at this point. And so I had to really start getting out of my comfort zone and looking into other sports and understanding how their fans is showing up and how those athletes are showing up. So that grew me. And that's what I would say, is that the sports fashion grew me, because I was just like, I like football, but
Yeah.
And I would also say even the African fashion episode grew me too, because it is a topic that I don't normally dwell in. And so I still just only scratched the surface, and I was like, dang, I have a lot more to learn. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Love it.
I want to throw it back to you.
I would say the different types of fashion. I feel like, because you think that you know the language, the words, the definitions of some fashion, and I feel like I did not know some stuff, and I feel like I learned the most, because one thing I've learned about fashion, words, definitions, and history, it definitely matters, and it definitely grows you as a stylist, designer, costume designer. Like, you need to know your stuff, and you need to know the words behind things. You need to know how to pronounce things. And I feel like that grew me to understand I need to learn more and make sure that I'm on top of things when I'm working with clients and saying the right words, pronouncing the right designer, knowing designers, knowing what is it? The director. It's something with is the
creative director.
Creative directors and fashion lines and stuff like that. So it's just, I learned a lot with that. It also, like I said, on Devil's Wear Prada, a lot of the things is like signs for me, is letting me know what I need to touch on, and is leading me to the right path. I feel like understanding your past as an artist is so important. And I feel like that let me know, okay, Monique, keep doing your research, keep reading. You have all these books. Keep reading your books, keep, understanding. And if you don't know, look it up, learn in the way that you can learn with your disability. So I feel like Paris kind of told me that too. Like, I kind of feel like that episode opened up Paris for me, and it kind of just let me know, like, you have to learn this stuff. Like, if you want to be the best of the best, you have to learn. So I feel like that episode was a good episode as well. So it hasn't came out yet, but it's coming. It's coming. What would you say was the best episode for people to learn from? Because I know this is a learning one, but like really, if they want to set up their fashion, what was the episode for them to learn fashion?
It had to be the different types of styles
Mm-hmm.
because that is one that, most people struggle with is style and understanding what that means and how to apply it to yourself. You know, you may like grunge, but grunge don't look the same on everybody. It's different. You know, you may like preppy. Preppy don't look the same on everybody. So, but so that's what I would say. I think that was the, episode that people probably learned the most from or could learn the most from.
Okay. Do you have one question that we both can end the show with? Because you always have the good questions, so we're going to ask you.
Oh. What do you want to... How do I want to work this? It's end of season 3, and we're preparing for season 4. What do you want the viewership to take from the upcoming season?
I want them to be open for fashion, to understand fashion, to also do further research in fashion. We are in a place where we're thinking of new things for our episodes. We was just talking to Lola and we was brainstorming and stuff like that. Like we really go through measures, like really extreme measures to make sure that every season is unique and it's bringing new things to you. And listening to you guys, I feel like, I heard from like a couple people from my gym, oh, you should do a couple more sports. As an athlete, it's intriguing to see another athlete beast down the track or kick a ball. Like, just even trying to figure out how do they kick a ball? How are they this good? It's something about it. So for them to be able to see the fashion side of it and how important things are and the jerseys and how things are made, we want to bring this information to you guys. So I would say I want them to come into, season 4 with, I want to know fashion. I want to be open to fashion. And I am willing to do the steps to keep watching to learn fashion. That's it.
I like that. I think I really want people to take the message that I hope that we can convey in season 4 is that we are really gonna I'm blanking on how I want to say this. Sorry, y'all. But it's like I want people to grow, like you said too, Mo. It's like grow with us. And I want people to hold you and I accountable and keep us on our toes. So I really want to hear from y'all. Season 4 is really, really about y'all. And I want y'all to lead Mo and I on how we come with the episodes. That's really what I want. So start thinking.
Yeah.
Challenge us.
Know. Maybe we could do a post and just have people vote on topics, every so often as we preparing and having meetings through. I mean, I have a couple of topics already. We already got the first episode. I mean, we are very ahead of ourselves and, we're trying to do content with Marco. Like we're showing up for you guys. It is good to hear, like I just brung up the sports. But it was a good episodes, like how you said that you learned that grew you because it was just stuff that, you probably didn't know or I didn't know. And the big one with that one, I didn't understand. I didn't know that it was a lot of collaborations with the different teams and different like sports, like all that. So I didn't know that. So that was something I've learned. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody should wake up and be like, I'm always a student. I'm always learning.
Yeah.
And that's what Fits and Fashion is about. It's about education on fashion, So Yeah, I'm excited for what's coming for us and the growth. You know, sometimes people don't see you right now, but they will. So I wanted to end that out of this episode. You know,
Yes.
Fits and Facts will be a platform. It will get to the next level. We will manifest, you know, going to Estons and interviewing people. You know, we are putting our dreams and our goals on paper to deliver. So, you know, I'm excited for Fits and Facts. Fits and Facts is awesome. And, you know, one time we're gonna take y'all behind the scenes on how we prepare Fits and Facts from start to finish, even like me coming up with the outfits. Like Fits and Facts is gonna be big. It's gonna be big. So I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
So with that said, you already know. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment. Let us know. We want to hear from you. We love you. Follow us on all the shows. We have Fits and Facts on Instagram. You know, follow our personal page, Revamp People, Styling Princess. Engage with us because we love engaging with y'all. And so until season 4.
Man, they ain't ready. They not ready for season. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.